My channel. Happy Sunday, everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to create a custom detection rule using your Defender for Endpoint product, okay, within your Security Center portal from Microsoft. And this is going to be particularly helpful if you're trying to create a detection rule, particularly for some suspicious activities, okay, taking place in your system. Okay, as well as it will be very helpful in case if you're looking to build an extra defense mechanism against these fileless malware attacks, okay, which is prominent in today's world, okay, and the most common way attacker can hook into our network, guys. So it's very important to build defenses by inculcating a lot of different methods to avoid and prevent detection, okay. So let's quickly get started, guys. And all you have to do is I'm going to use an intelligence called advanced hunting within the security center, okay. So let's quickly get started, guys. So I'm just going to quickly open up my browser. Okay, just going to quickly go to security.microsoft.com portal. And additionally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write an advanced hunting query using a KQL language, guys. It is a very powerful query language to query larger data sets, okay, and fetch the desired information that we are looking for, okay. Basically, it's very similar to your structured query language, guys, okay. It's a query based language which we can leverage off using the queries, okay, and against larger data sets, okay. So all you have to do is go to hunting tab, go to advanced hunting, okay, and here what you're going to do is you should click on queries, and then you can just say click on this create new thing and just click on query in editor, okay. Here it will allow you to write up the queries, okay, but before that I will just open up WordPad and then try to write it over here, okay, because it will give us a more holistic view here, as in the screen size is maximized here, hence it will be more easier to read or easier to view. Firstly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to define a comment here to what exactly I'm going to try accomplish using this KQL snippet. You can say, you can call code, or you can call a program, whatever you can call. So I'm going to write a comment, guys, telling that find execution events that could involve a download or a suspicious activity. Basically, comment has nothing to do with the execution of the code, guys. It's just a logic that we want to define, okay. Basically, it has nothing to do with the original queries execution, okay. It's just for our understanding or readers understanding of what so and so functions are doing within the query, guys, okay. So basically, I'm going to do a union of two tables here within the Defender's database, cloud database. Basically, there are two tables here which we will be uniting to get the desired results, okay. It's called as device process events and device network events, okay. These are the two tables that we are going to unify and get the desired output in the form of columns, guys, okay. I'm going to quickly use where clause, okay, or you can call it as an operator, okay. And these are the columns, guys, okay. Timestamp. Basically, what I'm trying to say is get me the data from this column within the last 7 days period, all right. And again, I'm going to give a comment here. What I'm saying is we have to focus on specific processes which fileless malwares normally use. Basically, they use legitimate Windows utilities like partial, and then CS script, okay, and then can use MSI exec process, okay. So I'm going to use some detection logic here to build our query to make it more efficient, okay. I'm going to use another. So basically, this line which I have given here, it's called as filtering expression. You can say filtering expression, okay, and then again it's going to be this file name again is going to be a column, okay, which I will in the end result I will project it to display data in the form of columns, okay. Basically, I'm going to say file name matches, all right. There is one character that I'm looking for in my keyboard, yeah, this one, okay. And then so basically where file name matches some of these processes, okay. Partial.exe So we will refine the query once if we get any kind of errors. Okay, in Microsoft terms, it is called as semantic errors. Okay, in case if we end up getting there, we can troubleshoot why the code is getting failed. C.exe, and I will say wscript.exe. I think there is a typo here. Script.exe, and I can say cscript.exe. It is cscript.exe, and then mshta.exe, run dll32.exe. So all these pivotal executable files processes are the ones that these fileless malwares make use of. Okay, to uh, to exploit a device. So hence why it's very important we focus on certain processes within the Windows operating system. Okay, that is usually used to target. Okay, hence I'm including these processes alone. I'm not going to define all the processes which are not susceptible. So basically, that's why I'm using certain processes. Okay, rather than including everything. Okay, so we are making I mean, we are building the query in such a way that it is sticking to specifics, okay, rather having a wider list of processes, okay, that are redundant in nature, basically, for triaging purpose. Basically, that what we are doing right now is a kind of a threat hunting, okay. So again, this is related to the registry, guys. Reg svr, sorry, it's a typo, yeah. svr 32.exe, and then, like I said, I wanted to add msi exec as well. msi exec.exe. So let me just double check if the entire if this entire snippet is right. All right, so it looks okay to me. So we'll write another comment here to just define what exactly certain stuff is doing. Okay, now this section, based on this comment, I'm going to write another query here. Okay, using where clause again. You can call it as operator as well. I'm going to query this particular column here called process command line. Okay, and this particular has underscore any is kind of a condition that we are giving. Okay, so it's similar to a match condition. Okay, and what I can say, I'm just trying to recall. Web client, web client we can give, and then certainly an action related to downloading of file we can give. Okay, so I think we need to, and we can say something related to download data, something related to download string. Probably I will have to crank up this, guys. Let me see if I can, but I want to make it as real as possible so that for better understanding purpose. Sometimes shell code comes into play, and sometimes it can involve HTTP request, HTTPS for that matter, HTTPS, HTTPS. And like I said in my other videos related to how to build defense against fileless attacks, most common thing that that can happen is using invoke expression command, okay, a partial command, okay, where this particular invoke expression can execute the instructions directly on your memories. Okay, so that is why I'm including this invoke thing. This is again a species command, guys. And then invoke command. All right. So basically, these are API functions, guys, which I'm defining over here. Yeah. Guys, so finally I had to pause the video and I've wrote down all these commands. Okay, so basically these are all API functions, guys, Windows API functions. Okay, that could be used within partial script, okay, for that matter, like start process, start job, etc. Okay, like I had taken this list from Copilot and I have fed into this particular function over here. Okay, and so two sections are over, guys. The first one was kind of variable, and then the actual command, okay, or the actual instruction, okay, of what we are trying to look. Okay, the filtering happens in the first section, okay, and the second section includes what exactly we are trying to achieve. Okay, and the third section, what we are going to define is we are going to output the data, okay, in the form of columns using again using another operator called project. It's not project, basically it's project. Okay, so let's do that, guys. This is the final section of the snippet. You can call it KQL query or KQL snippet, whatever you can call. Okay, and then what we are going to do is, but before that, we can probably define a comment here. Let's say I'm going to name it as display relevant information, including including required columns. So within a database, there are tables, guys. So within a table, there are rows and columns. For example, if I can open an Excel sheet, okay. So basically, let's say, so basically, this is a table, guys. Okay. For example, you can say name, job title, sorry, employee ID, and job title, and let's say date of joining. Okay. And I'm going to say give some names here: Peter, Sam, Mike, Charles. Sorry, put up names here, so on. Okay, so here let's say I'm just going to give something here. Okay, give some numbers, some random numbers I'm going to say. Okay, for example, here I will say just something here. Okay, something like this. Okay, and what I can say. Okay, so yeah, I'll remove this column perhaps. Okay, and see, this is a table, guys. Basically, this is how data is stacked or stored in a database. Okay, in the form of this will be row and this will be column. Okay, similar way, how we are going to get the required information okay, by querying against these databases. There could be numerous databases, sorry, numerous tables within a database. Okay, how we are going to fetch different tables, sorry, query different tables, okay, against the rows and columns and get the information is what this query language is all about. Okay, and so it was just an example, guys. Okay, so basically we normally use the table itself, okay, to query the information. Okay, and normally to project the data information or data, we normally use the columns rather rows. Okay, so here name is a column, employee ID is a column, and job title. Okay, in our case, the columns are like this one: timestamp, file name, okay, process command line, etc. Okay, so that's what I'm going to define here in the final segment of my custom query language code. Okay, in my code. Now what I'm going to do is I've already specified a comment to clearly explain what I'm going to do in the final segment of my program. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a pipeline. Okay, and then just use project operator. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these columns to give me the required information. Okay, and basically to create a detection rule, you need to ensure you include device ID as well as report ID column, guys. Otherwise, as per design, you cannot create the custom detection rule without these columns, guys. Okay, because normally what you will do is you will include device name column. Okay, but however, you may forget to include device ID column as well as this report ID column. Okay, so see, I'm going to include device name as well, and I'm going to specify initiating process file name, guys. So here, this is the column, guys, which is going to make sure from where or which process file name is making use of these legitimate Windows processes, guys. Okay, so probably this is the column that will give us the exact information about what kind of process triggered the partial code or VB script or CS script for that matter. Okay. Okay, and then what else I can add, guys? I will add initiating process command line, and then I can also add initiating process folder path to exactly find where that particular process, okay, is residing within the system. And also I will include this particular column here called as initiating process version info company name. This is only because to understand whether a file has a valid signature, okay, from a product vendor, or if the code, okay, if it is a signed process, okay, it will give us a clear idea whether it's legitimate or not. Okay, but in some cases even a publisher details will not suffice to tell us whether the file or process is exactly malicious or not. Okay, even a file or process that has publisher information would still be malicious. Okay, so that's not a exact criteria to conclude that the file or process or binary is not malicious or not. Okay, so we'll include something called process command line. Then it's important to include remote IP, okay, and as well as remote URL, then remote port, then include remote IP type as well. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this particular code with a top operator by timestamp. Basically, again, this is a filtering expression, guys. Like what I'm saying is the more latest events, okay, should be displayed, okay, this top 100 events, okay, because let's say if there are similar events that was detected as some let's say a week ago, okay, or let's say there are 200 events, okay, and 100 events are same, okay, in such a case this particular filtering ensures that the duplicate events are removed, okay, and it helps in ensuring that duplicate events is also removed, okay, and more latest events are processed and showed up in the form of columns. Okay, so that's the use of this particular filtering expression here, guys. Okay, and now what we are going to do is we will just double check if everything is okay. I'm just going to wait and see if just skim through this code, guys, and see if it's all looking good. So guys, after having completed our query building, we are going to process this query now. Okay, we'll copy and put it over here in our security center advanced hunting menu, okay, or pane, and then I'm just going to quickly run it, guys. So basically we need not sit in the time range here because we have already defined it in our query itself to give us the data in the last 7 days. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly run this query, guys, in front of you. Okay, it seems there is some issue here. Okay, so the query ran successfully, guys. Okay, now I'm just going to quickly expand it in front of you, and we can see there are some events that is getting highlighted here. And let me tell you guys, this particular thing is not that we are not concluding that these events are malicious. Basically, okay, this is just for triaging whether this is malicious or not. It is for our investigation purpose, guys. So for our satisfaction, we are manually defining a detection rule to either alert us as well as take automated actions. Okay, in case if it is detected, what needs to be done by the system is what we are going to tell it. Okay, to either isolate a device or run a quick antivirus scan or to run a full scan, and we can define actions basically, like that is called as automated investigation and response or remediation, sorry. Okay, and here sometimes this is also called as manual investigation. Okay, so now if you see, based on our query, we have found some events over here which warrants an investigation. Okay, so for example, you can see here timestamp and then device name, which is my device name. Okay, and if you see that there is a process called compatl runner.exe, which is trying to execute a partial code. Okay, you can see what command line it is using here basically. Okay, and you can see the entire map or the process tree, you can say, from where it all started and how it went ahead to execute a partial code. Okay, using the execution policy. Okay, and if you see, the signer details are also mentioned. Basically, I had included the within my query to include the initiating process folder path, as in where this exe resides in the system, as well as I also asked it to give me the information about who is the signer of that particular process or file. So which is clearly Microsoft Corporation is the publisher detail or the vendor's name. Okay, that means it's clearly not malicious at all. It's a legitimate process. So, and if you see, you can get kind of details as well. Okay, you can see the VT detection score also. Okay, it says 0 out of 72, which means it's a legitimate file. Okay, and it all looks good, guys. But however, this could be an activity related to a fileless. In case of a fileless attack, all we have to check is we have to check what initiating process file name is, as well as what file name it's executing. Okay, through which file name it is doing its intended actions is what is important during investigation that we are doing. Okay, and to deem whether an alert could be either hidden or resolved. Okay, now if you see here, it's very clear that the initiating process is a legitimate Microsoft process, and hence it does not warrant any further action, guys, because you can see there is no remote IP details. Okay, remote port, nothing is happening over here, which is all empty, and that means this is a legitimate activity that has happened on my device. Okay, hence what I'm going to do is I'm going to also show you how to create alert here. So you can see take actions. It says this is what I meant. This is called as taking action. You can either isolate a device, okay, from the network. You can collect an investigation package, and you can either run a quick scan or a full scan, and then you can also restrict the app execution. Okay, whichever the file the initiating. If I do this, what happens is this initiating process file name is going to get blocked, as in the file execution is not going to happen. Okay, and now what we can do is we can create a alert here basically. Okay, for that what we need to do is we have to quickly copy this here. Okay, basically I had previously created a custom detection rule, guys, called as this one. I'm going to delete it for you, and I'm going to recreate it basically. Okay, for your better understanding. So what we can do now is copy paste the code here and just run the query to you. Okay, so sorry, I have to run it in a separate window here, separate tab, and here there is an option called create detection rule basically. Okay, just have to click that. Here what I can say is I can just give the same name which I gave it earlier. Okay, frequency you can define every day or every hour. Okay, and I can give the same name here. Severity will say high. Okay, and here category I will just say as suspicious activity. I can say investigation and remediation. Okay, can give it a name, something like this. Okay, and I will just use device information, either a device ID I can choose or either device name I can choose. Does not matter, guys. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to specify to all devices, or I can just say do this, all devices. Okay. Before that, here what we have to do is we have to specify what actions are applicable to this. Isolating device is not ideal, okay, because it's my own device. I don't want to isolate it from the network. Okay. Basically, what I will suggest is running a scan, AV scan, as well as investigation, initiate investigation, restrict app execution, okay, correct investigation package. Anything I can do, okay, but I will not do this as well because it's a legitimate Microsoft process. I don't want to restrict that. I will say next and click on submit, guys. All right, and that's the rule saved, guys. Detection rule. Okay, it's created here, and as soon as I do that, guys, you will see something under incidents getting triggered. You can see here, it's clearly telling the same thing. You will see this. There is a alert getting created for the same thing that we found out. Okay, if you go to attack story, right, it will clearly show what has happened. So you can see, you can clearly see those two processes which we saw in real time by querying. Okay, this particular process was using partial.exe to execute something. Okay, and you also get the hash values of the file. Okay, and you can also get a summary of whether there is an existing malware or not. Okay, and here clearly says none, so it means it's nothing serious to be remediated or to be investigated further. Okay, and you can see it also has the MITRE framework, MITRE attack matrix framework. Okay, on what kind of actions they were doing as per the alignment with the MITRE attack matrix framework. Okay, it's like it's actually doing some kind of discovery thing and some kind of execution thing. Okay, these kind of investigation or threat hunting we can do using this using the leverage of these tools. Okay, particularly the advanced hunting is a very powerful tool, okay, which could be used for our threat hunting purpose. Okay, if you are working in cyber defense field, guys. Okay, hope this video was helpful, and I have given you a comprehensive tutorial about how to do it. We'll meet in the next video, guys, and then say we will reach your startup.